Welcome to the Pzaz Filmmaker interview series. At Pzaz, we've made it our mission to help film and video makers succeed. In this series, we'll be speaking to interesting people from across the film industry. We'll gain insight into their journeys to help share their lessons with our audience.
Angelica Pardalidou is an actor and filmmaker who has a rich history of putting together short films, but has been more recently working on her first feature. Watch on to find out about the sacrifices she's had to make to get this film finished, and how Angelica defied all odds to break into the film industry. Well, Angelica, thanks so much for joining me today. You have a really interesting background in acting and filmmaking and all of that side of things. So I just wanted to start by asking you, what's your earliest memory of film? What were the things that you watched when you were a child that really excited you?
The vintage movies like, Gremlins, Home Alone, Aladdin. The first movie that I have seen in cinema was Aladdin. And it's very interesting the fact that I was raised in a small town of Greece, which is called Kavala. And after the age of 13, we didn't even have a cinema. It was closed for some reasons and we didn't have cinema. So I loved all these movies through the television. And that's why, a lot of people they don't have good opinion about television. But for me, it was the only source to actually see movies. It was our personal cinema in our homes. So I remember this kind of films, and for a lot of period of time, I was actually seeing the most popular or more, high budget Hollywood movies. I didn't have a really connection with more, quality films, Cannes films and all that. After the age of 25, 26, I started to open, my aesthetic and trying to see more stuff.
No, that's really interesting. So, when you were really young, then you probably didn't get to see new films for years until you got to see them in the future. Are there any that you look back on that you feel like you missed out on when they first came out? Any films that came out when you were a child that you couldn't see, that you thought, I really wish I would have seen that when it first came out?
No, because it was so many. My first degree is electrical engineer, so I had a huge gap in my film experience. So when I realized that the art and this is the life that I want to live, I had to see so many things that I didn't have the time to say, I wish. No, I had to run, I had to learn, I had to find my way. So I didn't have this, I wish. I didn't have time to wish. I just had to do things.
No, that's really interesting. And given that history, you couldn't see films when they first came out, did that inspire you to start making sort of films when you were younger? Did it make you want to be in films? Or, what are your earliest memories of actually putting shorts or little films together?
Interesting. As I told you, I was from a small town, and I didn't even have the choice. I don't know how to explain to you, because in Greece, in small towns, you don't even have the option that you can become an artist, because artist is not even a profession. They don't have it. They don't see it. So I realized that this is a job that actually people do, and this is what I want. When I moved to Thessaloniki, which is the second biggest town in Greece, and I started my university, and I started to actually see something else. So I didn't even have the chance. It was something that was really far away. It was happening in Hollywood, in another planet, far, far away from me, has nothing to do with me. But when I realized that my life it would not be really nice as an engineer, and I started to go to art way, that I was feeling more free, more happy, more like me. I started, step by step. First was the drama school as an artist, as an actress. And then as an actress, I could see differently now the movies and the theatrical plays. And then I was making stories. I started writing. And when I was writing, I could actually see everything. It was in front of me. When I was writing, I was making all the movies. So like this, it was step by step. And I realized that you have it in your mind. So you have to find a way. You have to make seminars, study a little bit, so as what you have in your mind to actually explain to people that will work for you. And this is how cinema came into my life, because I want to say stories and I want to communicate my crazy stories to people. And there is the language of cinema, of course. So you learn English so as to communicate with English people or with whole world. So you learn the cinema language so as to talk also.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And so when you obviously you moved and you were able to start really thinking about films and writing and all of that side of things, what were there any films that you remember or filmmakers that you remember from back then that really inspired you at the time?
Yeah. The first one was Dracula, Coppola, which for me, even now, I think is amazing that he took one thriller, one horror story, and turned it into a really great love story with great aesthetic and all these images and all this atmosphere. Until now, I think maybe it's my favorite movie. And Braveheart. I know it's Hollywood, it's not cinephile, but they moved me. I found myself, for example, if I want to see something, maybe I can watch Braveheart for, 1 million times and then see it again. I understand that I like a film when it comes to see it again. I say, yes, I want to see it again. When I say, okay, I have seen it, it means it didn't really make me so happy. A lot. They ask you, what is your favorite? And then it's nothing. What is your favorite song? No songs at all in the world when they ask you. But I would say this too, when I was a little girl.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you have a lot of the people we interview in these interviews, they are just filmmakers, but you obviously have the acting side as well. And I was just wondering, we'll go into some more of your specific roles a little later on, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer being on the screen, or do you prefer being behind the camera and in production?
Both.
Nice.
It's the truth. I can do both. As long as I can, I will do both. As an actress, I will explain. When there is another script from another person that has his own vision, I want to be an actress. But if it's my play or my screenplay, because I have a specific vision, I want to make it as I want and not trying to persuade one director or one producer or no. I have to respect the visions, my vision and the other people's vision too. So for my plays, for my scripts, I want everything, backstage, on stage. For other people's stories, I would prefer to be an actress.
No, that's really, really interesting. I can really see the appeal because obviously when you're writing something, you can see how it's going to how you want it to look. So surely you want to be the one on the screen representing your own writing. And so that kind of leads me on to my next question, which is there anything in filmmaking and acting that you don't do? Is there anything that you intentionally go out of your way not to do? Maybe it was some advice you were given and you went against that advice for the greater good. It's very interesting for me to understand what you think you shouldn't do in the industry.
I learned from my mistakes. So, one thing that I think that I will not do is to share the direction with somebody. It should be one person to make the decisions. Because if there are two people, even if they have the same aesthetic, the same direction, they will not be all the time in agreement. So who takes the decisions? So this is one don't. Don't share this part because you will fight with people that you love and you admire. It's probably this is what is going to happen.
That's really interesting. What you say you learn from your mistakes, so you can go into it or as much or as little as you'd like to, but I'm really interested to know what was it for you that made you realize that co-directing wasn't really the way for you? Was it just the difference in artistic approach? Were you having a lot of you weren't agreeing with each other on things?
In my short film, Flick Flock, for example, I was trying to find because I was afraid to take the responsibility. So I tried to talk with some people. I saw that the our opinion were different. So I took the decision to do it. In my feature film, I also did the same. I was afraid because it was feature film. I was doing the production. I was right. It was too much. And I said, maybe I should have somebody. And we started together and we did the first shootings. And then when we had it, because I did a lot of shootings, it took me 3 years to actually finish the feature film. And I was trying to persuade because we were different. I love him so much, but he has different aesthetic, different point of view, which I thought it would be very nice in the movie to have different parts. It would be more, plural and all that. But at the end of the day, somebody has to decide. It was difficult. So we make the decision that I take the responsibility. Thank you for your help. So from experience, this is what I lived. Because okay, the director has a vision, but also it's an industry. It's something to be done. Somebody has to take the decisions. So it's not about talking all day about this is my opinion. No, at the end of the day, we have to do the shooting. So that's it.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. And so it's interesting. Obviously, you prefer to direct on your own, which I imagine is the case for most directors. So how do you measure your success and the wider team? How do you measure your success during a film project? What do you know when it's going well and when it's not before the film's even completed?
I believe in what I did with all my power, and then I let it swim. You would never know. And what is success? Success for what? It's only about money. We took a lot of money. It's success about your portfolio. It's success when people write good, bad critics, but all the people love it. What is the success? Success is a very huge. It's endless discussion about what is success. Um, I have done until now 2 short films and 1 music video. So if we're talking about money, short films don't really get, distribution and all that. So I won a lot of awards all over the world, but I didn't get back money because it was short films. Now it's my first feature film, which is ready, but haven't yet get out to swim on this planet of cinema, the cinema planet. So I don't know if it would be success for me. Until now, the first and more important is to be inspired but by what I have to do and do it with all my power, all my passion, and all my love. And if I feel good with myself that I did my best, I feel safe. I can sleep at night because it was my best. I couldn't do something else.
That's.
I hope next year we will talk and I will say, oh, I loved it and also it was successful.
The best way definitely is you understanding your own success and just measuring it on your own success. I think people get quite caught up in all of the money and that side of things, don't they? As you've kind of just said. So, what can you tell us anything about this the feature film that you've got in the pipeline? Can you give us a synopsis or a title or anything?
Yeah, the title is Angel Pardalos from Angelica Pardalidou. And you know Nia Vardalos?
Yes, yeah.
So, my nickname is Angel Pardalos from Nia Vardalos, so as to be more international. So the feature film is actually a comedy with some, drama, small drama parts. Is based on my life, but it's not a documentary. It's a feature film. It's based on my life as if I was, and somebody, the Angel Pardalos, not me. The things that I love, how I would like everything to be. And it's a multi-art, I call it multi-art cinema because it has a lot of arts inside. It has cinema, theater, documentary, because you can see the backstage, mockumentary, digital art, animation, VFX, poetry, dance. It has a lot. It's a very, very colorful, crazy movie. It's easygoing. You understand what is happening. It's not philosophical or that, because she's actually saying her story. Is easy to see it, but I think it's crazy, and I will go as an experimental feature film. I think it's the best thing I can do because I haven't seen something like this in anything else, because it is very unique. And the story is simple. We are in the New Year's Eve of Garadin days that we were all alone. So she's unhappy and she tries to write something to cheer her up. And also she said, okay, nobody has ever written something about me, so I will do it because I deserve it. And this is how she starts. And this is why we have this multi-art project, because we're actually, as she writes, we are in her head. So one thought is in the theater, one thought is in the park, one thought is in the skies, is flying, one thought is I'm singing, I'm dancing, and this we will see.
No, that sounds really, really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing it and seeing what the reception is.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What are some of the main challenges that you've had while making the film? Like, obviously it's a really big project for you. So what are a few of the main things that you found really hard? Were you ever close to throwing in the towel, or did you know you were always going to finish it?
When I start something, I finish it. So this is it. The big challenge was the money. Because when I do something, I want to do it good, with the quality of things, with the quality of sound, design, with everything. I want to be proud of the things that I'm doing, which means that I need to pay some people that do their job good. And I'm not a rich girl, I'm a normal girl. So this was the first big challenge, to do it with a good quality and to find the money. You cannot believe how many things I have done to actually find the way, a lot of sponsorships. I sell things from my things. I put the home in Airbnb. I've done a lot of jobs, like waitresses and this stuff. Because I had the vision and I knew that I have to find this amount of money because I want these people to work with me. So it was one way. I had to do it. I no way back. Just do it. But this is also one of the reasons that I'm very, very proud of it, because I managed to do it. And that also a lot of challenge. I love small details, so I have feedbacks and feedbacks and feedbacks and feedbacks. The people that work for me, they love me so much, but I think maybe sometimes they wanted to kill me. When I was saying, can we just cut this half of second here because I need the editing to be more stuff like that. And also it's very tricky to work with so many people, so many different people that are technicians, so they don't care about other things. You have to figure out a way to work nicely with them, to be polite, to everybody to be happy, to pay them, all this stuff.
No, it's really, really inspiring. Obviously, you're doing jobs just so that you can do the film, and you're putting your home on Airbnb so that you can do the film. It's really, really inspiring backstory. And obviously, because
I will tell you something.
Yeah.
I collect all these stories about Airbnb, and I will do something with that. Also.
That was going to be my last question for you. It was my last question will be: are there any other projects that you're planning to work on next? Obviously, this has been a huge thing for you. So, do you have any thoughts about the future, or are you just focusing on this project for now?
The project is ready, so I have to focus about the premiere it in a very, very nice festival. Because if you premiere it in a big festival, then it's easier for you, the distribution and all that. It's smoother if you go to good festivals. So I finished it, and this is now how it goes. But I have a lot of things that I want to do. I have written already a lot of scripts. I have ideas, and you are a creator too, all right?
I don't write films or anything like that. No, I love film, and my background is in journalism and that side of things. So I do a lot of interviewing. So this is this is my favorite kind of interview.
When you write something, now I have some scripts. I have put my effort, I write them, and now they wait. And I cannot stand that. I don't like that. Because they're like, babies waiting something. So my dream and my vision is to make sure that almost everything that I have created can be a movie and can go out, my theatrical plays too. Because if you write it for your own, it means nothing. You have to share it. You have to show it. It is like this. So I have a lot of things almost ready as proposals. And I'm very active in trying to find, ways to do it. The Greek government gives money for... So I'm always trying to find ways to realize things that I have written or my visions. I'm not sure that I have one to go next, because I have stand by some to see which one will just take the green light to move on.
That sounds like a great plan. And thanks so much for talking to me today. It's been really inspiring to hear how much effort you put in just to get your biggest project yet out there. I can't wait to see what it's gonna come out like, as I know you said you can't wait either. And then I'm really looking forward to seeing what you work on next. But thanks, Angelica, so much for talking to me today.
Thank you too. And please watch my first film. The Flick Vlog is on our national platform, Earthflix, and it's for free and has English subtitles.
Absolutely. No, we will do. And all of the viewers will be able to see that as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you too. Enjoy life.
We hope you enjoyed watching today's interview. This video is part of the Filmmaker interview series from Pzaz. At Pzaz, we're building a production ecosystem that helps you to get things done. To try it for free, visit pzaz.io today. Thanks for watching.